stop scrolling. What if I told you there's a mobile controller that promises the best tech on the market? Hall effect sticks, triggers, HD rumble, even Switch compatibility. All for just $50. It sounds like the value king, right? The GameSir X5s is here, and it's positioning itself as the budget killer to premium rivals like the Backbone. But here's the twist, and you need to hear this before you spend your money. To cram those costly features into a $50 shell, GameSir made some serious compromises. In fact, one core technical flaw, one hidden dead zone secret, might completely destroy its performance for serious gamers. Is the X5s the ultimate budget winner, or is it a clever marketing trick disguised as a performance upgrade? Today, we're doing a deep dive to find out. This is the GameSir X5s, the $50 lie. First, let's talk about the incredible promise. The X5s is a strategic play by GameSir. It comes in at approximately $49.99, which is significantly cheaper than its premium competition. And yet, it packs features that those higher-priced models often brag about. The core selling point is Hall effect technology for both the analog sticks and the triggers. Why is this a big deal? It uses magnets instead of physical contact, which means zero stick drift and superior long-term durability. If you've ever had a Joy-Con or other controller drift on you, you know this feature is a must-have. It also includes console-level features like a 6-axis gyroscope, dual linear rumble motors, or HD rumble, and the neat ability to hot-swap the ABXY button layout from Xbox to Switch style. Plus, the compatibility is enormous. iOS, Android, PC, Nintendo Switch, and even the future Switch 2. It's truly a universal key. But this is where the skepticism has to kick in. How do you integrate such a costly, durable technology and still sell the controller for so cheap? Simple. Trade-offs. Hold the X5s in your hands, and the first cost-cutting measure becomes immediately clear. The build quality. The overall plastic material is judged as very average, definitely lacking the premium feel of its rivals. Now, let's talk design. The X5s shines in its physical flexibility. It uses the popular split telescopic layout and can accommodate everything from large smartphones to an iPad mini, or even a Nintendo Switch with the Joy-Cons removed. It's a versatile beast, and even comes with a handy carrying case that lets you charge while it's closed. But the big physical weakness is the D-pad. It's the Achilles heel of this controller. Critics call it a major flaw, offering poor quality that makes it frustrating for games requiring high precision, like fighting games or retro emulation. And one more thing about flexibility. The trade-off for fitting everything is that the analog sticks are noticeably smaller than on competitors. This might seem minor, but smaller sticks mean less physical leverage, which can reduce precise control in complex titles. Finally, a bizarre omission. There's no 3.5mm headphone jack. When your phone is mounted, the charging port is usually blocked, forcing you to rely entirely on wireless audio. If you're a gamer who needs zero-latency wired audio, this is a major deal breaker. All right, let's get to the most critical finding from our technical testing, the issue that might make this controller a non-starter for competitive players. It's the outer dead zone on the analog sticks. Remember those Hall effect sticks that promised perfect anti-drift? They come at a cost to precision. Technical analysis found that the stick input reaches 100% at only about 2/3 of its physical travel range. Think about that. You push the stick 66% of the way, and your in-game character is already running at full speed. Any movement beyond that 66% mark is instantly snapped to 100% input. This fundamentally destroys the ability to make micro-movements, things like slow walking, fine aiming in an FPS, or precise throttle control in a racing game. So why would GameSir do this? Experts believe this is not a physical defect, but a measure intentionally added to the firmware to mask potential axis drift from lower-quality Hall sensors. It's the ultimate trade-off, guaranteed durability against drift, but at the direct expense of input linearity and precision. You can try to mitigate this using the GameSir Nexus app to adjust the dead zones, but even the so-called raw mode is reported to be untruthful. For the serious precision gamer, this is an absolutely massive limitation that you cannot ignore. The second major performance blow is latency. The X5s is advertised as an all-platform controller with tri-mode connectivity, Bluetooth 5.3, 2.4 GHz, which requires a dongle, and wired USB-C. Flexibility is its strength, but in reality, this is where the performance compromises are most visible. Competitive gaming needs latency below 20 milliseconds. The X5s can deliver this, but only in wired mode, where it hits an excellent, approximately 17 milliseconds. This is great for PC or tablet gaming. But switch to wireless, and the performance falls off a cliff. Android Bluetooth mode, you're looking at a sluggish 66 milliseconds. That's more than 3 times the optimal speed. And if you bought this primarily for your Nintendo Switch in Bluetooth mode, you are in for a bad time. The latency jumps to an extremely slow 114 milliseconds. This level of delay makes the controller virtually useless for any fast-paced games on mobile or Switch, directly contradicting its marketing as an all-platform solution. The X5s is best suited for casual games, RPGs, or game streaming where network latency is already high. If you want the best performance, you must use it wired or buy the separate 2.4 GHz dongle. In terms of software, GameSir saves cost by keeping the GameSir Nexus app bare bones and purely a configuration tool, not like the polished game launcher experience of the backbone. This is a conscious decision to cut software development costs and focus on the cross-platform goal. You only really use it to update firmware and, crucially, to try and fiddle with those problematic joystick dead zones. GameSir also offers a separate optional add-on, the 5X Thermoelectric Cooler. It's great for cooling your phone while running intense AAA games. However, it adds significant bulk, has very short battery life, and suffers from a design flaw where it can actually block the X button on the controller. Skip the cooler. Finally, battery life. GameSir promises 8 to 12 hours. User tests suggest a more realistic figure of 7 to 8 hours of continuous use, which is decent, but you'll still be charging it daily. So, should you buy the X5s? The X5s is the undeniable king of value in the $50 price bracket. You get Hall effect durability, unmatched cross-platform compatibility, and a dedicated case. But the trade-offs are significant. Poor D-pad quality, a huge outer dead zone that destroys precision, and wireless latency that is simply too high for competitive gaming. My final verdict is buy the X5s if you are a casual gamer who prioritizes durability, anti-drift, and versatility across multiple devices, Switch, Android, and PC. Absolutely avoid it if you're a competitive player or fighting game enthusiast who needs low latency and maximum analog stick precision. For you, a wired model like the Backbone or GameSir G8 Galileo is the only answer. If you buy it, follow the optimization guide in the description below. Use it wired or with the 2.4 GHz dongle and try to fine-tune the dead zones in the Nexus app. Did the GameSir X5s deceive you with its price? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dive tech reviews. See you next time.